Hi again everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. So this is a video that I've wanted to make for a while since I first heard about this issue a few months ago. But basically due to a tip around choosing or changing superannuation funds that can be found in Scott Pape's best-selling book The Barefoot Investor, some super fund members are potentially missing out on hundreds of thousands of dollars in insurance claims. So this video is particularly relevant to Australian viewers who are considering changing their superannuation funds. However, the messages and issues that I'm going to explore are relevant in many jurisdictions around the world. So let's get into it. So The Barefoot Investor is arguably the most popular personal finance book in Australia, having sold over 1.6 million copies since it was first published. It is written by Scott Pape, a financial advisor who has risen to fame through this book and now holds numerous media roles and in many ways has become a bit of a household name in Australia. I've generally actually quite liked the book and appreciate the effort that Scott has gone to give readers step-by-step solutions to get out of debt, budgeting and working towards financial freedom, underpinned by a philosophy of financial automation to alleviate the mental burden that can often come with keeping an ever-watchful eye on one's personal finances, freeing up individuals' mental capacity to enjoy the other loves in life such as family, friends and just generally good times. The book really plays on the quintessential Australian dream of comfort and modesty, which I think is why its messaging is very powerful and has allowed him to gain a strong sense of trust among readers. And in fairness to Scott, he does do the right thing and provides an early warning that his book is intended as general advice, with an official disclaimer coming 2 pages later at the bottom of the legal and copyright information. However, despite the disclaimer, people obviously will read into the contents of this book and quite possibly put into action some of the tips thinking they are informed enough having read the general tips of this book. And I suppose here lays one of the key takeaways I want to deliver in this video. That is, when you are looking at general financial advice, if you are going to take action and make major financial decisions without the aid of a fiduciary financial advisor, it is probably worth looking at a range of advice and information beyond a single source and asking questions and ensuring you are totally across the implications of your decision before taking any action. Because in the case of some of the superannuation tips from this book, some Australians have potentially lost out on hundreds of thousands of dollars, particularly when they need it. So while there are a few tips in his book which I personally would not be using, the one that I think is particularly dangerous if acted upon without making further inquiries is the one around superannuation funds. Just very quickly, for those who don't understand what superannuation funds are, they are a form of forced investment for retirement that we have in Australia and is one of the factors that contributes to Australia having the second highest median wealth in the world. It's a long-term quasi-compulsory investment structure that can be either self-managed or set up with a registered superannuation fund, which is by far the most popular option. Super funds share a lot of similarities to 401ks or IRA accounts or other retirement pension schemes in other countries. Anyway, so why is there a problem with following the Barefoot Investor's tips and switching to a HostPlus balanced index account? Well, the problem is not with the account per se, and I'm not even concerned about the returns and fees associated with the account, although they should be a major consideration when switching accounts. What I am concerned about is the insurances attached to this fund, and this would apply to any other fund that you may consider changing to. Aside from retirement savings, one of the main features of superannuation funds that often is neglected in discussions is the insurances that they provide members as part of the fund, basically giving a further safety net to individuals. For some people, switching to HostPlus or any other account for that matter may be a choice that leads them to having inadequate insurance cover because the fund is designed and targeted primarily towards the hospitality industry, which is a low earning sector of the economy. Therefore, it has lower standard insurance coverage as part of the group policies. However, the other deeper problem of just changing over to HostPlus is that individuals may unknowingly be ineligible for the insurances when they change funds, even if they do start having premiums deducted from their superannuation account. And this is what has cost people literally hundreds of thousands of dollars when they have needed it most. So to understand the problem I'm talking about, basically I know someone who used to work in the claims team for MetLife Australia who is the insurer for HostPlus superannuation fund members. I have been told that they have had several people who have switched to HostPlus after claiming to have read The Barefoot Investor, and they have tried to make claims on their life and or total permanent disability insurances due to receiving career-ending disablement, or in some cases it's the member has passed away and the claim is being made on their behalf by the estate. However, these people, while being in the fund, were not eligible for insurance because of pre-existing medical issues. Had they not changed funds and insurances, they would have very likely been covered. This has cost people and their families hundreds of thousands of dollars in missed insurance because they have tried to make a decision in their best financial interest, and it is hurting them in a time when they need it most. As these claims generally run into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, as they are designed to be a support for someone who is no longer able to work. When joining HostPlus and other superannuation funds, there are attempts to ascertain medical history information by the fund when someone looks to join, but obviously if people are being motivated by the investments and not thinking about the insurance component properly, this may be completed incorrectly or without proper understanding of what the questions are or what they are there for within the fund joining process. Every insurer has a different policy when it comes to defining a pre-existing condition, which can invalidate your joining of a group insurance policy. So it is important to be mindful of your recent medical history and making inquiries on whether that history can affect your insurance with the new fund. Developing things such as diabetes or recovering from cancer or a heart attack in the past can potentially qualify you for having a pre-existing condition and invalidating your insurance coverage. So it is definitely worth having these discussions with the new fund if you are going to join. So to finish off, some key takeaways from this video. If considering a superannuation fund change or even changing your general insurance, think about and inquire about the insurance implications of such changes. Many funds give you the option of bringing your existing insurance arrangement to the fund, and this is worth inquiring about, as this means any pre-existing medical conditions will not be a factor in the discussion because you already had the insurance. Finally, anything financial you read, watch or hear, including this amazing video, is general advice and should not be acted upon without making further inquiries. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. It felt really good to finally have had the time to put together another video with all of the craziness going on in my life. I'll be back again soon with another video as I attempt to reboot my YouTube efforts. Anyway everyone, take care, see you later.